Hello, good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. Hope everybody is doing well. Well, I'll wait for everybody to get in here. I did remember to pin my membership link up there for anybody. Hey, Pamela. Hey, cool gamer. Because I've been told I need to do that, and plus I'm really bad at it, so I do have that pinned. But how you guys doing? It is a little cloudy here today, so it's kind of gloomy, but we need the rain, so I'm okay with that. But thank you for everybody being good about me not being around yesterday. I was really tired and a headache and I don't know. Hey Rody Gal, hey Caddy Texas. Um so we're gonna talk about a variety. Oh, well good, Rody. We're gonna talk about a variety of things today because there's a lot. Oh gosh, Pamela, you don't want to drop that pool temp. There's a lot going on. There is some updates in the Kiely case. I haven't heard if there's going to be a press conference or not today, but um, I haven't done a like in the past couple of days. I haven't gone overboard with the actual. Oh, my iced coffee's over there. With the actual digging into it because here's what I've learned is that you can almost create conspiracies in your head and it just I feel like you can beat a case. It's yeah. Like how many times can we say the same thing over and over again? We really don't have that much information. So we'll talk a little bit about the updates, but I'm just not gonna just randomly just keep talking about it for no reason whatsoever. All right, so all right, Rena. Hey, we'll have fun. Sounds like a good time. My son had to take his he's moving up a couple in New York, so he's moving up. Both my kids are moving, how do I say this? Moving a couple grades up in sports within the school, and my oldest by age it gets there's different exercises you have to do within the state to so do I, Pamela, to say that you're physically mature enough to go on to the higher levels of sport. Hey, Punkette. So my oldest son took his today. It's both for soccer for both of them. And I am telling you, so he broke a school record, which was awesome for that. He ran some shuttle run in 8.98 seconds, so that was cool. But I don't know how he did 50, 60 sit-ups in 1 minute. I'm telling you, I was so tired, but he passed. So that was a big stress on all of them. So he passed. So now they both will start next week for school. But anyways, our actual school doesn't start till after Labor Day. No, Pamela, you're right. That's what I think too. So we might as well just, hey Salem, we might as well just go ahead and talk about Kiely, right? So I don't think personally that there's that much new information. And if there's something I don't know about, by all means, please share it with me. There is, everybody's got theories. I still don't feel like Sammy had anything necessarily to do with it, other than the fact that she's, you know, it at the first part of it might have gotten drawn into some of the limelight and liked it, but I think she's been quieter now. I haven't heard anything much that I've seen from her. We know obviously that she has now the sweatshirt. So somebody correct me. I understand that the sweatshirt, right, the sweatshirt is different. So are they saying, because I couldn't get an answer to this, that she didn't wear the other one at all? Or that she had both? That's what I'm confused about. Hey Shay, hey Shalma. So I'm a little bit confused about that. Um, and there was one other thing that I thought I saw. We know that somebody from the actual campground said that they saw large crowds coming in and out at 12:30, or coming out at 12:30 and 9:30. Now, there was, so one thing I did not know is that until just now when I was looking through things was that her last ping, and I'm sure y'all, oh, whoops, sorry. It was thank you, One Juror Matters. I could not for the life of me get an accurate answer when looking that, and I was like, okay, well, obviously she's not wearing both, so which one was she wearing? Um, so at least we have video of her at the party, right? So it confirms because everyone was still like, well, maybe she wasn't there, even though her phone pings. But I did not realize until today that her last phone ping was near the lake's edge. So I don't know if it was in the campgrounds, Diana. Um, that part I don't know. I just saw that it said it was near the lake's edge, which would automatically to me mean that 12:33 ping when it was shut off. So they are saying that um, it's very, very deep, so it's very, very difficult. So so now I understand a little bit more. So that's what I'm trying. So hold on one second, Annika. Let me see where I just saw that. Um, let me pull this up because I had not heard that until okay. So it says last phone ping at Lake Edge. Uh, search of lake is complicated. The water's depth is 57 feet. This does not say, it says Prosser Family Campground, so it doesn't say what lake. I'm going to assume that Prosser Lake. Prosser Lake. So I didn't know, because I didn't really hear the press conference yesterday, so I didn't know if like I missed that part, Prosser Reservoir Lake. Okay. No, Annika. So I better understand Adventures with a Purpose now. At first I was like, well, I'm glad they're coming, but why are they canceling all the rest of their cases? But then somebody explained to me that law enforcement doesn't have even all the tools that Adventures with a Purpose has to check the 57 feet or whatever it is. Um, but yeah, I had no idea that I don't think that I've heard law enforcement confirm that but I'm gonna guess that's where it was. It says Lake Edge of Prosser Lake. Um, now hearing that makes me more believe in the accident theory, but would a car? No, not the dark sweatshirt. There's one at, I guess Diana, but they said that she's in video with the white sweatshirt. She's not in video with the dark sweatshirt, apparently. Um, Okay, so it's 50. Okay, so one juror. Maybe you'll know this better than I will. How far out, say she drove into the lake, right? It was pinned at the lake edge. I still think it's bizarre because some of the timeline doesn't match up. How far out could her car have actually traveled? Wouldn't they like, I don't know, I would have thought they could have seen it by now. I can't imagine that it would have gone out all the way to where it's 57 feet unless there's a huge drop off quickly. I don't know. I don't see. Or, okay, so here's the other thing. Did somebody throw her phone in the lake? Didn't even think about that. Hey, Beatlemaniac, could somebody have thrown her phone in the lake? No, it's not, Pamela. I guess actually, I didn't even think about that until just now. Could somebody have thrown her phone in the lake? Hmm. Yeah, so the car is really what boggles my mind, okay? Because somebody could have so this case in some ways has some Kristen Smart vibes to it, but the problem is Kristen Smart didn't have a car to hide. So um Someone could have very much so thrown her phone in the lake and then drove away with the car, but it would be very hard right now to hide her car. And as much as we don't want to say that, there could be a possibility that somebody put her in the lake. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, one juror. And but my other question is, and I have to go and look because I don't have it doesn't tell the exact location of Prosser Lake, the edge where she went in. Or where she was last, excuse me, where she was last spotted, her ping. I don't know why I'm like doing this. But I wonder if there's a dock too, because that could, there's just so many scenarios. Is there, Annika? See, and that's part of it is that makes sense now that you say that because I'm not, extremely obviously familiar with that area. So you're right. That would be a lot of places to hide a car. Um, I still have this feeling that if it wasn't an accident, it was a something gone wrong type thing, but like something gone wrong as in like maybe she did leave it. I don't know. Yeah, Salem. That's the other thing one juror matters. So in that case, I would be more inclined to think somebody threw it in the water. But it's so crazy because it pinged at 12:30 and it shut off at 12:33. That's like 3 minute span that something occurred, I would think, correct? Because it said she was active on Snapchat unless it's since changed. And correct, like I said, please correct me if I'm wrong. It has said that it changed or that she was active on Snapchat at 12:30, which I did not realize doesn't mean she sent a text or anything like that, according to somebody, because I don't have Snapchat, that knows Snapchat. They said that doesn't mean she sent or received anything. It just means that she was active on it. I don't know if that's the case. Like I said, I don't know much about Snapchat, but that's 12:30, and at 12:33 her phone shuts off. Now, she allegedly, so now I'm seeing a different thing, which I still saying she texts mom at 12:15, but I thought that was 11:30. So I still will go with the 11:30 because that was the last timeline I saw. Yeah, and one juror matters, that's impossible because law enforcement confirmed it shut off at 12:33. So I don't know what Sammy's talking about unless that has since changed. Um, but the other thing too is that somebody might have picked up her phone and maybe the Snapchat app was open, and so when they picked it up, it automatically showed her as active. So maybe that wasn't even her, but we know that like around 12:15, we know that at 12 o'clock she was spotted by Elsa Packeret or somebody like that. So allegedly. So we know she was still there at 12, but that's still a lot to happen in that amount of time. There has been the whole everybody's talked about there possibly being a second party in the Tanner Donahue area or no, Tahoe Donner area, but I don't think I've seen that confirmed by anyone in law enforcement. Um, I've seen things about the BMW, but again, I haven't seen that. That's highly possible as well. One juror matters. Well, I guess I would assume there's no video or anything. It's just very odd. There's such a short window of time that things could have happened that don't make a lot of sense. Hey, Emily, because I mean, yeah, I am more inclined to think that if she didn't drive in the water and like y'all are saying, they've walked and walked and walked. There's been no tire tracks. That someone threw her phone. It's just crazy. It's sad and crazy. And but no, I haven't heard of a press conference today or anything um, new. Now let me make sure this article didn't say anything else. Um, so I keep seeing the article saying that she was last seen at 12:30, but I don't think that's true. She wasn't last seen at 12:30. She was last allegedly seen active at 12:30. Yeah, the police response about the BMW, when somebody mentioned a BMW, they said, how did you know that? Please reach out or something," is odd. Um, so Punkette, I did not read too much about it. So yeah, the phone last pinged at 12:30. So allegedly there was on one of the, if I'm correct, Facebook pages, somebody said something about, is it true Kylie was with somebody with what is it, black BMW? And law enforcement responded, Placer County responded, how did you know that? So and so, whoever it was. And that person was like, I'll reach out or talk to you. So hey Brett, so it sounded very much like it was something that wasn't supposed to be leaked, that was somehow leaked. So I don't know. It's wild. I have too. I gotta tell you, I have some Natalie Holloway vibes for this too, as sad as it is. It's true. Yeah, I do, Punkette. Um, as much as I don't want to admit it, that's just kind of the feeling I'm getting. But again, the car is very confusing to me. So, um, sorry, was sure, Brett. Yeah. Hold on, I'm waiting for Punkette to send me the. Are you sending it? Yeah, just send it to the Discord, and then I'll tell you guys what it says. Heard yesterday. They are definitely. I do know we got to keep in mind. Yeah, I know one juror matters. He's in prison now, isn't he? Ah, there we go. Okay, thanks, Punkette. So Heather Frazier says to Placer County Sheriff says, was there a black BMW at the party with heavily tinted windows? And Placer County Sheriff's Office says, where did you hear that? And then Heather Frazier says, I will call you. Now, it could be a couple of different things. So it could be that that was information that shouldn't have been leaked, or two, that it was information that law enforcement was like, what do you mean there's a black BMW? How would you know that? And who is telling you that type of thing? That's all I can. But then this girl immediately privated her profile afterwards, which I'm wondering is if she has somebody at the, like there's a couple of different, really only a couple different scenarios um that it could be. I just want to make sure. What? Oh, but I do know, and people are pretty up in arms about it. I did see that they are pulling away some of it next week, pulling away some of the things that they've got going on, like the, I guess, resources or whatever. But you have to understand there's thousands upon thousands of people missing in the United States alone that need resources, including those two individuals went missing around the same time on their way to Reno to the hot August nights or whatever it was, and their family is out of this world upset, which I can't say I blame them, of why there isn't a air search for their family and things like that. So I mean, can you blame them really? I mean, but at the same time, she is a child. I get all that. However, they can't keep hundreds of thousands when nothing's coming in, and maybe them pulling away will start making people talk. Can in no way help. Exactly, one juror matters. So my take on Sammy is truly that she liked the limelight at first, and she was like, rolling with it, and then all of a sudden she couldn't keep things straight, and things were adding up, and then she was like, "Oh no, I've gotten myself in too deep." Um, I guess I'm naive to think that teens could be this messed up. However, I was seeing a couple pictures and there were some significantly older, when I say older, I'm saying like, look to be close to the 30s type people that I'm going, why would you be hanging out with a bunch of like 16, 17-year-old people? But, I guess, and we do know that that police were not called at all during that. I don't know, Brett. I go back and forth. Now that I know that her phone ping location was near the lake's edge, that changes some of the things for me about whether I think it could be an accident because I don't understand that if she, with how low the water is because of no rain and the location that it pinged at near the lake's edge, how it would have been possible for her to drive into that area. So I guess for me, I keep going back to why was her phone shut off at that time? It could have died, but then they had just charged their phone, and I understand that battery life is very low, but it's still, I don't know. And why would you go to a party, she went to, okay, allegedly, this is allegedly, her mom and her have a very open relationship about drugs and alcohol, okay? So I don't really firmly believe that she knows about, like, they might have an open relationship, but I can't see her mom being okay with a whole bunch of drugs. Um, Maybe they do have an open relationship about alcohol, but I also can't see her mom saying, "Sure, go ahead and get smashed and then go ahead and drive home." We do know that she did say she was going to that party to get effed up. Yeah, right, Britt. And then you're going to the party, you're drinking. Sammy claimed she ran out of alcohol and they had to go back to her car because Kylie was the one that came with the car with the alcohol, apparently, allegedly. So how so you came to the party for like an hour and then you went to sit in your car to charge your phone. Like there's just a lot of things that don't make sense. Yeah, I just feel like I don't know, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense at all. There's something about that isn't adding up for me. I mean, the whole thing is just a crazy. I mean, the fact that there's been no evidence. Yeah, I don't know, Annika. It's highly possible. There was a mom who had a child at the party that apparently said that there was ketamine at the party, which I didn't know until after last time my live about this that some sort of that type of drug or whatever. But if Kylie was as drunk, it's just so hard because the way we're picturing it is we are being told she is like smashed off her rocker. And I still don't know how authorities weren't called, but whatever. I still don't understand how people have been so quiet. But to be honest, if people would start speaking up, they'd be more likely to keep investigators there longer. But I mean, I guess at this point, Adventures with a Purpose is going to be the people to really search the water. So I don't know. We'll see. But not to completely, well, yeah, to completely change topics because there's not much more on Kylie anymore to that we know of right now. Did you all see the video of what happened in Dallas the other night? Let me pull this up. So hold on one second. Let me stream this. Hold on, let me put this up here because this gets So if you haven't heard, there was a man that was used to be an NFL star. Apparently, his brother and him are football coaches, and it's alleged that Akib. Sammy says that Kylie was drunk. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, that's what doesn't make sense to me. She was sober enough to make coherent texts to her mom and to make coherent texts or calls to Sammy. I don't know. Because then I also wondered, did she go with somebody down by the lake? Like there's just so many things that could have happened. But so there was this Akib Talib, his brother, right? He used to be a former NFL football player, but they were at a 9U football game. And allegedly, a guy by the name of Mike, I want to make sure I get his name right. Hold on. Mike Holcomb, because I got this wrong the other day. Hickman. See, I keep saying his name wrong. Mike Hickman. Um, they were arguing with the ref over a play at a 9U football game when Akib Talib's brother opened up, basically fire, and shot Mike. Hey, Grandma Sherry, and shot Mike Hickman, killing him at midfield in front of everyone, including his 9-year-old son, over a football game. And when it says, so then we fast forward to the next day, and it was the, so this says a murder warrant for Yaqub Salik Talib. They're saying that he's the one that fatally shot Mike Hickman multiple times. We're going to watch the video in a disagreement. So if you haven't seen this yet, you're going to be pretty appalled. But please know there are gunshots in here, so.
Talib was also at the game when the shooting took place.
These kids are innocent. They shouldn't have to witness what they witnessed last night.
Sunday, Hickman's players and their parents grieved together, now left heartbroken.
That he was a genuine person. He was a loving person. He was a father first.
Again, Talib is still not in custody tonight.
That
he does have a criminal history.
is not the
back
one
in
I
March,
wanted.
he accepted a plea bargain for an assault charge back in 2017.
Hang on one second. That was not the one I wanted. Where'd the one I wanted go? Not that one. Y'all just bear with me here. I had it up and I don't know where it went, but. All right, well, you get the gist. Anyways, the brother did eventually turn himself in. But yeah, so now basically this child is without a father over a football game, and it's actually pretty disgusting. So I just wanted to share that. That was really bothering me. But there's also, and we'll go back to Kylie here in a second, news that it looks like Uvalde School District is going ahead with the termination of Pete Arredondo, which is huge. It says that they met yesterday in a closed session. Over his termination with his attorneys. And according to this article, it says Uvalde CISD is going ahead with the termination, with the firing of Pete Arredondo. The only thing that does it is I'm not seeing that anywhere else than the San Antonio News. So um, let me make sure. Pete Arredondo, that this is right. Okay. Oh, well, now it says, oh my goodness, Uvalde school officials to discuss firing Pete Arredondo on August 24th. So, oh my gosh. On August 24th, 3 months after he was one of the first law enforcement officers, school officials on Tuesday, so they set a date for a meeting to decide Arredondo's future. On Monday, school board members agreed to hire outside attorneys to assist them ahead of the hearing. Okay, so what that means is that he's not fired yet. They realize now that his attorneys are going to fight back. And so it sounds like they finally just now are getting an outside attorney, which they should have done a long time ago, to help, I guess, litigate between him and the school so that they can go ahead and fire him, is what it sounds like. Now, I kind of understand, so that Uvalde, whatever, CIS, whatever you see it, Central, blah, 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 is doing that because it sounds like old Petey Boy is gonna, what Pete wants is that big severance, that big lawsuit where he can go ahead and try to take the school for millions of dollars, knowing that there's money is coming in there, basically, is what I think it is. And so they're trying to catch him up. You think he really wants to be the police chief at Uvalde? That's the thing, y'all. His motives right now are completely selfish. Completely. He could easily turn and walk away and resign and say, you know what? You're right. Whether he thinks he failed or not, he could easily save the board, the school district, and most importantly, the families. He could save all of those people a little bit of pain of going through this by saying, you know what, I'm going to back away gracefully because regardless of whether I think I'm wrong or not, I'm going to respect you all enough to do that. But instead, he's doubling down and fighting. And that to me is just, hi, hummingbird, I know you're out of juice, is just so eye-opening to his character. It really is. To me, it's a very big eye-opener because first of all, he's not seeing the families, right? Because he's not going to show his face around them. And second of all, because he could end it. He could end it. He would get a job another place. Let's be real. All he's got to do is move. He would get a job as another place. It might not be a chief of police, but you can't tell me that he wants to be the chief of the Uvalde school district again this year after what happened last year and after how much he is hated. That's like saying the principal who got pushed, whatever, switched roles. Like, come on, these people don't really. He doesn't want to be there. It's not going to be there. No, no, there was a hummingbird. She's out of juice, and I gotta give her some more juice down there. But yeah, just do what's right, dude. Back away gracefully. Back away gracefully, and just say, "I'm out." At least give the families that. I don't know because I don't see how he can possibly even live in Uvalde because I don't know. I just think that every step he's shown himself. He has definitely shown himself. So I am doing what was very eye-opening to me is probably tomorrow night I am doing Yeah, exactly, one juror. It's well said. Take that multi-million-dollar severance package. Yep. Yeah, let him have it. Right. I didn't even think about civil court. That's a great, great thought. So we are going to do a comparison. So there was something that was really eye-opening to me. I've been looking into these shootings a little bit more, and Pamela sent me the first school shooting documentary, which was in like 1979, and the girl claims she did it because she hated Mondays. Um, so, but so we knew. So you know, I'm going to humbly say that I focused so much on Parkland, I had almost forgotten about Santa Fe, which is not that far from everything that happened at Uvalde. And there was 10 people killed in that shooting in on May 18th, which is my birthday, um, of 2018. Parkland happened February 14th of 2018. So that year we lost, well, over 20 some people in a school shootings. Um, that person is in custody, but I was blown away to see the similarities of the lieutenant governor, right? So after this happened, there's an article, and I'll show it when we discuss, that says we need to limit the doors to one door, the entrances. That will stop the school shootings. Okay, fine. That was his recommendation. Then why wasn't it done? Okay, so then let's fast forward 2 years, almost, no, excuse me, 4 years, just a little over 4 years from Santa Fe, and Uvalde happens. And I kid you not, y'all, the article said the same lieutenant, whatever, Patrick, whatever, said the same thing. Really, we just need to limit the entrances to one door. And so then I reached out. I reached out to a woman by the name of Rhonda Vaughn. I believe her last name is Hart. And her daughter, Kimberly Vaughn, was 14 years old and she was tragically killed. And I'm going to show you a picture in Santa Fe shooting. 1 second. And she has been an advocate and a voice for her daughter. And she, hold on, it's important you see her picture. An advocate and a voice for her daughter. And she has been, from my understanding, um, a lot of help to Uvalde parents as well. I just want to find a picture of her. And she has, here we go, more than willingly, here's Kimberly. No, that's not a good one because it's too small. Oh, here's a good one. Okay, let me show you this because I want you to understand. So this is Kimberly and her mom. Her mom's in the front and Kimberly's in the back there. So if you can see, so her mom, Rhonda, is in the front there with the black on. And hey, Charlotte, she has, yes, she has. Pamela, you're amazing. So she has agreed to actually interview with me. And I'm going to give her the choice of whether she wants me to just like record it on the phone or if I'm sure she'll want to come on. But, you know, I don't like to add to anyone's pain. So, but she was absolutely like, yep, I definitely will do it. And so she's going to kind of talk about what it was like for her after, obviously we know what it was like for her after her daughter passed, right? We can all imagine. But I want to talk to her about what is it like for you now when 4 years later we see that this has happened again and that people are saying the exact same thing again. And I also want to tell you guys something else. Okay, this is kind of branching into this now. I wasn't going to branch in until later, but I'll branch in now. Um, the other thing I want you guys to know is that do you remember 4 minutes, y'all? I kept saying 4 minutes was the magic word, right? Law enforcement got into school in 4 minutes in Uvalde. Law enforcement got in the school in Parkland in 4 minutes. And I kept saying, there seems to be this number 4 where they all say that they get in at 4 minutes. Well, guess how many minutes it took police to get in to where the suspect was? 4 minutes. Not even joking you. 4 minutes. And it took an extra, and we're going to dive into Santa Fe tomorrow night. It took an extra 33 minutes to capture the suspect. They said that the police and the suspect exchanged fire, but that there's 33 minutes unaccounted for of why it took police 33 minutes to capture the shooter. And that's never been answered. And so here we are 4 years later, and the same exact thing, very similar, happens in Uvalde. And again, the same thing is said. We need one entrance, which, okay, well, it's just, you can't, whatever. And we again are dealing with why the law enforcement took 77 minutes. So, you can't help but ask yourself, are we just dealing with inexperience? Are we dealing with people who aren't quite, where the heck did I go? Did I just take myself? Oh, hold on one second. Sorry. That aren't quite, capable. But then, here, y'all, a school, right, Pamela, I'm about to, yeah, hold on. Let me pull that up. Yesterday, I believe it was yesterday. Where did I see that? Because I was going to put it up, but I wanted to explain it first. Oh, I don't have it. Well, yesterday, I believe it was Kentucky, that somebody brought a handgun to school, and the resource officer basically tackled them and got it from them. Guess how many people were shot? 0 people were injured. I'll have to look up the exact, and maybe somebody got a bullet graze like another, but that's a person doing their job, is my point. I say all that to say that. So, but so we're going to dive a little bit more into the Santa Fe thing tomorrow night before, yeah, exactly, Pamela, 0, before I air Rhonda's interview and stuff. So, and if you saw my past, exactly, one juror matters, exactly. So, but we really kind of did forget a little bit about Santa Fe because maybe because the Parkland trial was going on or whatnot, and then I thought, man, if we aren't careful, Uvalde is going to have the same thing. We're going to be here 4 years later, probably a lot sooner again, and it's going to happen again, and then everybody's going to say the same thing over and over again, and nothing's going to change. It's nuts. So crazy. But anyways, all right, y'all, I'm going to hop off of here. Try to find my children. I think they're playing video games. So, gosh, it's crazy. But I will see y'all later. And everybody let me know if there's any new Kiely updates. But I haven't seen any today. And I also have another case of a girl out of Coleman, Alabama. I think that's how you say it. Her sister went missing 6 years ago. She's going to be interviewing as well. Her name is Jordan Wilson. They do expect foul play, and she is still missing. So we're going to dive into her case too soon. But all right, guys, have a good one. Talk to you soon.